URL for the one now, but just wait for mine because it's going to be way better. But so today's like, I would call this like a mini growth hack is the email link generator. Has anybody used this before?
It's my fucking idea.
Greg has.
Bullshit.
You guys. Awesome. So if you don't know about it, it's super simple. It's a tool where you fill out everything that is typically in an email, the to, the CC, the subject, the body, and it creates a link where all you do is click it one time, auto-populates that email and sends it to whoever you want it to go to. So I'll explain to you what that actually means, but actually let's go to that now. So some popular use cases, how I would use it. Obviously an introduction, there's nothing worse than when somebody asks you for an introduction and you actually have to like type an introduction and figure out what that means. Whenever you're asking for an introduction, you should write the introduction for that person. And if you're really smart, you should use this so they don't have to do anything, right? So like, here's an email link generator. If I click on there, automatically I'm asking Dan McGaw to introduce me to Elon Musk.
Yeah, that guy's fucking rad.
So everything is done, right? It's from Dan, or it should go to Elon Musk. Hey Elon, meet Daniel. Hey E-Dog, I want to introduce you to Daniel Sosa. There's some great synergies between hockey tape and Tesla. I think Matt, you know that, your Tesla is all wrapped in hockey tape. So really cool. That's like one of the more simple uses. One of the more advanced uses is this one. So when I was at Freshy Tech, I had about a 5,000 person mailing list, and I really wanted to get our speaker into, so we sold Bluetooth speakers. I really wanted to get it into Dick's Sporting Goods. They wanted nothing to do with me, right? I'm a 3-person company selling kind of shitty speaker. So, so I emailed my whole entire mailing list and I said, hey guys, do you want to see our speaker in action? I know the internet doesn't do it justice. Just click here and you can see it at your local sporting goods. All of a sudden, 5,000 people get an email that went to the lead buyer at Dick's Sporting Goods saying, hey, why don't you have the all-terrain speaker from Freshy Tech? We'd love to check it out, right? There's no better like sales strategy than your customers asking for a specific product. So it was brilliant. We didn't actually get into Dick's Sporting Goods, but I'm pretty sure I spammed that person's email, which is awesome. A couple other like simple use cases. Obviously the easy share, right? You get share on Facebook, share on Twitter, and like email to a friend. I think Uber just used this recently, or it told me this. You know, we all want to get Uber to be legal here in Orlando, Florida, so all you have to do, they'll be like, hey, tell your local representative that Uber should be legal. Click here, and it automatically populates an email to your local rep to accept Uber in your area. Cool. Any questions on that? Was that valuable to anybody here, or was that just a waste of my time?
Good.
Awesome.
So for the user who receives the link, what does it look like for them? Do they have to press a button to send the actual email? Do they see this right here?
So the email link generator tool, I don't know what just happened. The email link generator tool gives you a link that you send to that person, right? So like if I want Chris to introduce me to Dan, I'm going to give him a link that he can just click.
Right.
And it automatically just pops up in his email window.
So it looks like a normal email.
100%. The final person does not see anything different whatsoever.
So all they have to do is hit that.
Absolutely. So like, I mean, in marketing, you always want to take away all the heavy lifting, right? If you want people to like perform tasks, you don't want them to actually do actions because people suck at like doing actions. So we're taking away like every action and just like send this email to Elon Musk.
Right. I just wanted to make sure that it looked normal to that person.
Absolutely, and that's very important, right? If it looks shitty, like nobody wants that.
So will that work with every email platform and client?
Absolutely. So right now, it'll pull up your, unless you're inside Gmail or Outlook, it'll pull up your default email.
Right.
So you can also put it into like a blog or anything like that. The one we're creating, you're gonna have options. So you can say open Gmail, open in Outlook, open, copy the link, copy HTML.
Okay.
Very cool. And I had another question over there.
I just wanted to say yes, it was valuable.
Oh, cool.
So,
Yeah.
where do I sign up to get your access to your
your link over.
Cool. So if you keep following F and Amazing, we're building a whole suite of tools to make marketing and analytics much easier for everybody. We believe analytics should be available to the entire world. So we're going to be publishing all those on our blog and our website within the next week or so. So a little bit about me. Daniel Sosa. My background is I graduated from University of Florida about 3 to 4 years ago. While I was there, I started a company called Okus.com. Really interesting back office technology for small service companies. Basically, you could think about it as an SAP for a personal trainer, a plumber, a roofer, your whole entire business infrastructure in one platform. We raised a bunch of money. We're currently has about 16 employees. I'm a non-active partner in that company. It's not doing great, but it's not doing awful, so hopefully it gets acquired by somebody and I can make some money. After that, I joined Freshitech at the local Bluetooth speaker company. They were a couple guys messing around as a side business, and I've helped them build their whole entire distribution process, their marketing infrastructure, their voice, and now it's a company making a lot of money and doing really well. So I think I did some good things there. And now I'm at F and Amazing, where I lead marketing. And we're basically trying to build a new model for what marketing for software companies should look like in the future, where it's data-driven and it's a lot smarter process for marketing. I like to say I'm a man living in the internet world. It's obviously a joke, but I guess I don't absolutely love technology, but I love the opportunity that the internet provides, where we can have unlimited distribution to the whole entire world, basically as easy as you can imagine. And that's why I'm absorbed in this space. That's why I love marketing, and that's why I aim to be the best marketer I can be. Whew. Sorry. Outside of that, I'm always having crazy ideas. You can ask Mark and Dan. I have about 5 ideas per day. They're all really good. What? And of course, I can't execute on all those ideas. It'd be crazy. But I think with my skills and my background, I should be able to build something, get 1,000 people to visit it every month, and at least have a conversion rate of 0.5%. And if I can do that, I should be able to build a business that brings me 20, 30 grand a year. And if I do that 5 times, I should be able to make 150 grand a year, right? And it sounds silly, but I strongly believe that that's very doable in a very short amount of time. So I try to build small businesses, and right now I am selling hockey tape on the internet. It's awesome.
Why is it awesome, Sosa?
You'll get there. Cool. So before I get into the story, I want to into kind of how it happened. Actually, before I go here. So today's talk is going to be more about actual tactics and strategies I did to start this company. Very often you get awesome entrepreneurs getting up here and telling you, you need to work hard, be motivated, find an awesome team, and that's all really good stuff, but what does that actually mean, right? There's a lot of dirty things we have to do, send 1 million emails and sit by the phone hoping somebody calls me so I can make $5, right? So today's talk is going to be more about that, what I actually did to get my first customer, what it means to have an MVP. It's not just some guy walking around with a clipboard, would you buy this service, right? Everybody that I know tells me they would buy hockey tape from a subscription service, right? If that were true, I'd be a millionaire. I only care about people that are actually going to buy my product, and if I can prove that I can acquire a customer, I have a real idea, and if I can prove that 10 times, I have something that I can scale and build a real company with. So that's kind of today's overall theme. What is an MVP? What is an MVP to me? And how do I acquire customers to build a real lasting business? And so today's mentality is all about that. How do I acquire a customer? How do I prove all these crazy ideas that I have by acquiring customers? And if I'm able to acquire 1 customer, I should be able to acquire 10 customers. And if I can acquire 10 customers, I should be able to acquire 1,000, and then I can actually have a real business. So my mentality is what is it going to take me to acquire 1 customer with any business that I create, any idea that I have, and how do I do that as cheap and fast as possible, right? I don't want to be investing in companies, in my own companies when it's just an idea. I don't want to be creating business cards for every idea I have. I don't want to go through this whole process. How do I acquire 1 customer as easy and like as MVP-ish as possible. So that's the mentality. Before I start that, I want to kind of iterate something that Matt said last week. Like, you know, what is a startup? It doesn't seem like these like laws of business physics like even matter to startups, right? Like maybe Snapchat is able to become an $18 billion company without making any money, but that's not going to happen to me. I'm not going to go raise $2 billion and build Snapchat if I'm not able to turn a profit, to earn revenues, start building something. I'm probably not going to get anywhere, and I should just get back to like, actually I have a job and it's awesome, but like it's very important for me to like make money and fund these companies that I'm trying to build. So I don't actually have a startup, I have a business. My company made money within 4 days of idea, and within 21 days I had a good base of customers to prove to me that this is actually something worth pursuing. And I kind of want to iterate that because it's not feasible for most companies, but for the stuff that I'm working on, these like side businesses that I think are going to give me like real revenue, that's kind of the mentality I need to have. And I'm going to prove that with a sale. So actually, this is my first sale for DollarTapeClub. I had nothing but an Instagram and a landing page. Some kid messaged me and said, hey, how do I join? And I said, call this number. 305. It was not a 1-800 number. It was my 305 Miami number. The day after I sent him that message on Instagram, I got a phone call, and he was like, no, I got a phone call, and I was like, hey, what's going on? I hate when like a random number calls me, right? He's like, is this DollarTapeClub? I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? Right? And he's like, hey, so tell me more about your company. I'm like, yeah, we sell subscription hockey tape. It's kind of like Dollar and Shave Club. And he's like, how much does it cost? And I'm like, oh shit, how much does it cost? I'm like, it's $10.50 for 3 rolls. Do you have your credit card ready? Right? That's like most people would be like, oh, don't worry, just stay connected, and when we're ready, you can join. But that's silly, right? You're expecting somebody to stop their whole like buying cycle, stay updated in what you're doing, ignore every competitor, and then come back to you like a month from now and like actually buy your product. And like that's not gonna happen, right? So I said, yeah, give me your credit card information and you'll receive your tape. Like I didn't have a website, I didn't know if I was gonna build this thing, but what's the worst that's gonna happen? I have to call this guy and be like, psych, right? So like this dude Tyler, I wrote his credit card information. I could have gone to Amazon and just started buying stuff, but it works, right? Like I proved that I was able to acquire a customer, and like this started to validate my idea. I had a paying customer. Cool. So that's the mentality, and now let's talk about what I'm doing. So before I get into this, in hockey you use hockey tape. You have clear hockey tape, which is this one. You use it for your shin guards. You absolutely have to use it every single time you play. You can't take off your shin guards without taking your tape off, and your shin guards don't stay on if you don't use hockey tape. It's not important, but I guess I want to show you guys why we use hockey tape. And then there's cloth hockey tape. You put it on your hockey stick, unless you're like an absolute bender like Bobby here. A bender is somebody that just like bends their ankles because they suck at hockey. Like you tape your hockey stick every single time you play, right? Or at least like every other time you play. So it's definitely a recurring purchase. There's a big problem with it. It's very expensive. In Florida, it's about $5 a roll. And you know, so like I only play like the beer leagues now, but if I was playing like actual hockey, I'd be spending easy like $30 to $40 a month. That's like 4 Netflix subscriptions. So that's hockey tape. I was in the locker room, I don't remember how long it was. Ryan was in the locker room with me. It was probably about 3.5 months ago, maybe 4 months ago. And everybody was complaining. Typical conversation, hockey tape is too damn expensive. I forgot my hockey tape, can I borrow your hockey tape? Like, dude, I just paid $5. Like, don't borrow my hockey tape. Like, and as an entrepreneur, I'm like, problem. Like, why does hockey tape suck so much? It's just like shitty tape. I can buy this in China for like 8 cents. I should join this industry. I can make like 5,000x on like a roll of tape and I'll be a billionaire. I'm gonna be like Mark Zuckerberg of hockey tape. It'll be epic. Right? So I'm like, instantly, like we finished the hockey game. I think Ryan was with me. We're sitting there like watching somebody else play, and I'm just on my phone just like, okay, this doesn't exist. Cool. Build an Instagram page. Cool. I want to start like chatting with people, seeing if this matters, right? So like I'm like, hey dude, I'm active on Instagram. I have a business going. Check it out. I'm gonna sell hockey tape on subscription. I'm gonna just replicate DollarTapeClub. It's gonna be awesome. Everybody's like, yeah, whatever, dude. I'm like, okay. So like that happened. Within 2 hours, I had a whole Instagram set up. I went home. I set up a landing page. I don't know if you guys have ever been on LaunchRock, but it takes about 10 minutes to build a landing page. Within a week, I had 100 emails subscribed. I had 700 followers. I'm totally going to explain how I did all this, but I just want to give you guys a high-level story. And within week 3, day 21, I had 650 emails, 2,500 Instagram followers. I had a kind of functioning website. I lost all my customers at one point. I'll explain that. And I had 16 paying customers on day 1. So like that's, in my opinion, that's pretty impressive. Like I don't know any other company that has 16 paying customers from idea to like day 21. So really cool. It resonated really well. And this is actually my current website. Obviously, never forget. Don't forget your hockey tape. Never overpay. And there's a whole process in some of our tape options.
How much did you pay for your website?
What?
How much did you pay for your website?
Well, everything I did by day 21, it was completely free. Lie. I spent $5 on Fiverr buying a logo. And I got a cease and desist, so then I had Mark build me like my new nicer logo. So I mean, part of what I'm talking about today is like, you know, how do you like validate ideas for like no money? We can't just be spending money, spending time when we have a life to live. So, like, how do you like continue to validate these ideas? Okay, so how I actually did it. So you had the story. So obviously I had this idea, and I said, okay, what's it gonna take me to? What's it gonna take for me to acquire one customer? I probably need some kind of like infrastructure so people know that I'm legit, right? And some way for me to capture contact information, and maybe some way for me to like sell hockey tape at some point, right? So this is exactly what I did. So infrastructure was a landing page so I can acquire contacts, right? LaunchRock.com, if you guys haven't been on it, or .co, I think they just got acquired by somebody big, but it allows you to build a very simple one-page website where people can input their email and then they can share your mission, your voice, or whatever it is that you're doing. So I have a landing page so I can collect emails, right? Then I thought, okay, I need a way to like get this idea in front of people so I can see if I'm able to get a customer. So obviously I need a marketing channel to my direct audience, and mine was Instagram. It's the easiest social platform to get engagement. Obviously Facebook doesn't work. If you guys know anything about Facebook, a few years ago they said, hey guys, go spend billions of dollars building this massive following. And then after every company in the world spent $100 billion building this awesome following, they put big gates around their following and they said, psych, now you have to pay us to talk to your followers. So they're only giving like, I think they give you 6% access to your followers unless you pay. So Facebook wasn't it for me. Instagram is full of young hockey kids, very active community, very easy to use, and I could do it all day long on my phone. So I thought, hey, I'm going to start chatting up hockey players on Instagram, see if I can get them to my landing page, and maybe I can convert one of them into an actual customer. If I can do that a few times, maybe I can actually launch a business that'll make me 20, 30 grand a year, right? Obviously, LaunchRock is free, Instagram is free. If I was able to collect those emails, I would need a way to communicate with them. MailChimp, the best email tool. I'm sure most of you guys use it. If you don't, you totally should. It's absolutely free unless you have 2,000 people on your mailing list. And I needed a goal, right? So my goal was to get a sale. Prove that if one person is interested in subscription hockey tape, right? If I can prove that one person is interested in my little silly idea, I should be able to prove that 10 people are interested. And if 10 people are interested, maybe I can go and like start a company or figure something out. So that's my infrastructure. Any questions there? Go ahead.
Where'd you get that logo?
My current logo or my old logo?
No, the logo you said you got it from Focus or somewhere?
Oh, it's called Fiverr.com. So Fiverr.com is a place where
F-I-V-E-R?
Fiverr?
Yes, 2 R's.
Yeah.
2 R's.
Thanks.
There's a million people on there. You can get people to do basically anything for $5. You can convince people to like stand here and hold a sign was that your name for $5. Really cool. I spend way too much money on Fiverr. So I had an infrastructure, and I said, okay, I'm ready to like acquire a customer. Now I got to get enough people to like hear about me and see if and find out if I can convert, 1% of those people, and that should be a good start for like my company, right? So, like I mentioned, I decided Instagram was going to be my outreach. So I said, okay, Instagram. I get Instagram. I use Instagram all the time. Like, what do I think is a great way to use Instagram? So one, you need to build a legit account. I don't know if you guys have ever been followed by like a company on Instagram and like, oh, what is this? It sounds interesting, and you click on it. They don't have a description. They don't have any images. It's like, yeah, I'm not interested, right? So like instantly I added 10 kick-ass hockey images. Whatever passion you're interested in, if you see like 10 awesome images of that passion, you're probably gonna like follow this company. So like that was my strategy there. Make it look like I'm a real company, because to anybody's knowledge, I am, who knows, right? I'm a massive company in the hockey tape industry, and like I want to make sure I'm puffing my chest and like letting everybody know that they're not interested in dealing with some like tiny one-person company that's just kind of messing around on Instagram, obviously. So I set up my account and I said, okay, I want to get in front of my actual market. I'm sure like a ton of you guys like hockey. It's the playoffs, it's cool, but none of you guys are gonna join like DollarTapeClub, so I'm not that interested, to be honest. So like, what does my actual market actually look like? Like, how do I chase people that I know for a fact play hockey on Instagram and get my brand in front of them? So I just said, okay, I'm gonna chase hashtags that are like very hockey player specific. Like Silky Mitts, like that sounds super stupid, right? That's like what a hockey player kid would say for somebody that has like really good like stick handling hands. Like nobody here would use that hashtag unless you're talking about a hockey player with good hands. So like I know that anybody using that hashtag is a hockey player. Dangle Snipe Sully, like a very, very hockey term. I think you guys know that. Twig is like hockey terminology for like a hockey stick. It sounds silly, but like I know that anybody using these hashtags is an actual hockey player. And then I came up with a strategy. Hey, I'm gonna chase these hashtags like, like an asshole all day long, just like slamming my freaking thumbs against my phone. Every person that I find talking about these things, I'm gonna like 2 pictures, then I'm gonna follow them. So what happens on Instagram, whenever somebody likes your pictures and follows you, they obviously show up in your feed if you don't use Instagram. It's a engaging enough platform that if somebody likes 2 pictures and follows you, you're most likely going to link on their profile. So like if you click on their profile and it's interesting, you may follow them back. So like I found that I was getting around a 25% follow back rate, which is extremely, extremely high, in my opinion. And I would just wake up in the mornings and be like, whoa, like 70 people followed me like yesterday. Like what's going on? That was awesome. So within 5 days, I had 700 followers, 150 people signed up in my newsletter, and I had a credit card, like I showed you guys before, the guy Tyler. And that's awesome, right? I'm like, whoa. I would call my brother, I'm like, dude, you won't believe what's going on. Like people are signing up for this thing. Who are they? Are they stupid? Like I'm just kind of fucking around. So like, all right, we have this infrastructure, we're doing this outreach, it's kind of working. And before I kind of move forward, I want to show you guys a little bit about the anatomy of Instagram. Obviously, it looks like this. Starting here, you're allowed to put links in your bios. It's the only place that allows links on Instagram. It's super important. Put a link in your bio. Not only that, it's dynamic, so like change it every chance you get. So like if you have, it's same as landing pages, right? So like if you're putting a special button that you created, your link on your Instagram connected to that post should be the link directly to that button, because you want to increase engagement, you want to increase conversions. Same as like any style of internet marketing, you want to provide better context to what you're marketing, and that's just like, it's not common sense because not enough people are doing it, but it totally works. Of course, have like a call to action. You have your link, but like tell people what to do. People are stupid and they need to know what to do. So like, hey, don't just look at DollarTapeClub, try DollarTapeClub. Very standard stuff there. On your post, you're allowed to put locations. If you're a marketer, you don't actually put a location because nobody cares. This is the internet. It's everywhere. right? It's crazy. It's gonna catch on. I promise that. But like, you can put anything you want in the location. If I were to post the same exact picture, and twice, and one of them I put tag your teammate, and one of them I don't put anything, I promise you I'll get at least 3 times more comments when I put tag your teammates. They just eat that up. It's pretty incredible. So always take advantage of like the location information, and of course use hashtags. It's super important. They have this whole like feed for hashtags, which you'll see in the next slide. Of course, you can search hashtags, new twig, new hockey stick. Anybody with a new hockey stick should be taping their hockey stick, so like it's brilliant. You can see the number of posts. I'm not interested in searching and pursuing a hashtag that has 10 images, but I'm definitely interested in pursuing a hashtag that has 5,500 images, so it tells me all right there. Again, another post. Location, so I'm driving engagement here. You know, how do you tape your stick? Here's Alexander Ovechkin, one of the best hockey players in the world. I'm just talking crap about his tape job. And watermark your images. Something that happens on Instagram, which is actually super cool. Like, most people would just like, oh, that's an awesome picture. Screenshot, post. It's my picture, everybody. I'm awesome, right? So like, put your name on it, put your brand on it, so it still drives traffic to you. I think that's pretty common sense. So that's Instagram. Any questions about Instagram?
Yeah, so how often do you do the call? Do you do the call to action on every?
With the location?
Yeah, on the location.
Every single time.
Every
The most popular one is like link in bio. Like link in bio is just gold, right? They're like, whatever you tell them to do, they're just gonna do. They're just monkeys to whatever you're telling them.
And then for your watermark, do you just do that in Photoshop, or have you found a way to automate that as well too?
There is no way to automate that, unfortunately. I'm not a designer, so I use Canva. Canva is like a very like simple platform for making like nicer designs. So, and not only that, they give you the exact template for Instagram. Canva is canva.com. So you can click like, I want to make a picture for Instagram, and it makes sure you like fill it out properly. If it's not big enough, you can put a nice background, and of course you can like add your like PNG logos and anything like that.
With the hashtags, I've heard that if you do your comment and then add a secondary comment with all your hashtags, that's better versus having a bunch of hashtags with the actual post comment.
Yes. So when I first started with my Instagram, I did the whole like hashtag thing. Obviously it's obnoxious, but it definitely gets you in front of a whole bunch of people. When I had 0 followers, I would just hashtag like 50 things, and it would give me a whole bunch of options. What's cool, if you guys use Laddergram, which is I think the main tool for like scheduling Instagram. Instagram doesn't let you create like spaces between text. So if you put all your hashtags like right under your text, it's gonna be tied to your text, and it looks like super bush league. I don't know if that's a word that people use, but you can make like a big gap and then add all your hashtags, right? So like people won't actually see it because Instagram will cut it off. So you'll still show up, but it won't be like as visible to the world. Cool. So I started kicking ass on Instagram. I got a bunch of, I had this infrastructure to collect emails. I had a marketing channel. I had a customer. And I'm calling my brother. My brother's, he just finished playing pro hockey in Europe, so he's obviously like, hockey's a big part of his life. I'm like, dude, start this like tape company with me. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna sell tape to the world. It's gonna be sick. He's like, yeah, dude, I'm not gonna sell hockey tape. I'm like, fine. Let me prove to you that I can get more customers, right? So I continued with the outreach, of course. So obviously the internet's crazy. I went on Facebook and I found a group called Proclaimed Hockey Equipment Whores. So like, I've played hockey my whole life, and like I could care less what like shin guard or like jock strap you're wearing, right? But like these people, there's 20,000 people here just talking about like shin guards and shoulder pads and stuff like that. And I said, okay, that's cool. Let me see if they care about hockey tape. So I put one post on there. Obviously they were close groups, so I had to get accepted. That day I had 700 visits to my website, which is ridiculous. It was a landing page on LaunchRock that's only existed for, I think, like 6 days at the time. And I had 120 subscribers on my LaunchRock page. So I'm like, whoa, like what's going on? This is awesome. Again, I continued more outreach. You know, my goal is to just get sales. Like, how do I get people to like give me money so I can prove that this is a viable business model, so I can grow, build a real company. I'm not gonna go get VC funding from a hockey tape business. So I started doing like email outreach, right? I made this list of youth hockey organizations. I pretended I was the fastest growing tape company. Sometimes you have to do that, whether you think it's ethical or not. Hey, we're just kicking ass in hockey tape business. All the youth organizations in the country are using us. You totally should too. Don't worry, we don't have a real website because it would cost us too much and it's going to raise our prices. So that's why we don't have a real website. Whatever it takes. It didn't work?
Daniel, sorry. At this point, did you have a source for tape yet?
No.
How many days into this are you?
We'll get there.
I love
We'll get there. So none of it worked, but I got tons of great contacts, and I'm actually chatting with them all now that we have some kind of presence in like the hockey tape world. So I just kept going at it, and 16 days in, I had 2,400 highly engaged Instagram followers, or not 24, 16 days. I had 600 people signed up to my newsletter, which is really cool. So I'm on MailChimp sending out 2 updates per week. And I'm just asking, I'm just giving them a call to action, right? I'm like, hey, join now, lock down your spot. When you call me, I'll figure out what the price is. Just like start giving me your money, and I'm gonna figure out if I can like build this company around your credit card, right? And it was working. I had 3 paying customers. Sounds small, but like, hey, that's $40 MRR, right? That's monthly recurring revenue. That's what's cool about subscription businesses. That's, I don't know, what's that times 12? Greg.
30 or 40, 4,800.
4,800. That's like a new pair of hockey skates. That's awesome, right? And like, hey, I think I can grow that, right? There's 600,000 hockey homes just in the U.S. There's probably 1 million if you add Canada. Like, this is a real opportunity. So I'm like, dude, we're winning, right? Like, I call my brother. I'm like, dude, we're kicking ass. Like, let's start this company. One problem, we don't have a website and we have no idea where to buy hockey tape. But like, in my opinion, like that's a win, right? Like I'm validating an idea, not by walking around with a clipboard and asking people if they're like willing to buy my hockey tape. I'm validating an idea by like proving that these people are willing to give me their credit cards to like be a part of whatever idea I'm building, whether it's this, Snapchat, Uber, it doesn't matter. Like prove to people that you are willing to acquire a customer before you go out there and spend all this money on a website and all this crap. Like it's very doable. And at the end of this talk, I'd like to like come up with ideas of like how any company can actually do this. So like at this point, I'm actually doing pretty well, and I'm obviously, hey, it's validated, right? Let's sell tape.
Daniel,
Yes.
what did the Facebook post look like when you posted it into the group? Like, what did you post?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because I meant to mention that. Obviously, I know, not obviously, that's not an obvious thing. But in groups, you're not allowed to post as a Facebook page. You're only allowed to post as a person. So I'm obviously going to use social validation on that. I just went on there and said, hey, no way, dude. Like subscription hockey tape, I'm joining right now, right? And I added the link. So it was like I had social proof, I had the link, I had the call to action all in like that post. So I thought it worked extremely well.
I like
So,
it.
good question.
On
Yeah.
a side note, your phone is buzzing over here. Your mom is calling you.
Oh man, she hates me. But yeah, social proof is obviously very important whenever you're launching something new. So any chance that you could like even fake that, like I just did, it's pretty important. So let's go back. So we're doing pretty good at this point. And okay, so we have this infrastructure, we have a marketing channel, we have paying customers, and now we need to like, we decided we want to start this company. So what does that actually look like? And we need a product, right? So I built a website. I'm still obsessed with this concept of like MVP. I don't want to spend any money. So like, how do I do this? And of course, most big platforms have free trials. I went to Volution. Don't ever use them because they really suck. But they're like an old school version of Shopify. The only reason I went to them is because they have built-in subscription. So it's a WYSIWYG editor with a subscription model, so I can go in and just like obviously sell my tape like I'm DollarTapeClub. It didn't work. I lost. I think I had, I don't know, 25 customers after the first month, and it didn't save the CVV information for the credit card, so I actually lost every single one of my customers. But that's a whole nother story. So that didn't work, and then I built a Shopify website. They have an app store, and Bold Apps allows me to integrate recurring shopping into their platform. So cool. Now we have a website. Now we're actually a fully functioning business, right? But we need hockey tape. So I had, at this point, I believe I had 16 paying customers from day one. We hadn't really even looked into like where hockey tape was gonna come from. I kept telling my brother like, hey, we're just gonna go to the local pro shop. We'll take a $30 loss and we'll just keep proving the model until we're ready to go buy wholesale. But we knew we were gonna have to buy hockey tape. So my initial idea was China. Like I mentioned, I thought in China I could get like a 5,000% margin on this hockey tape and it would be awesome. But it turns out China just doesn't really understand hockey tape. Like everything they sell is it's like sports tape and it's really bad and it's hard to understand if you're not a hockey player, but like bad quality hockey tape like really sucks. So that didn't work. And then no one in the US or Canada would sell us hockey tape. They're like, no, you're discounting our whole distribution, you're gonna kill our business, it doesn't make any sense, like why would I sell you hockey tape? So I said, okay. I started calling different ones under a different number and said, hey, I'm Daniel, I live in Miami, there's a hockey rink here. They don't have a pro shop and I need like 200 rolls, I'm just gonna sell them on like the side of the street like before every game. And one company said, sure, I'll send you 200 rolls. So like that was like my first like supplier. It worked. I'm not ashamed about it. So and now of course we have real suppliers. This company called Sports Tape. They're in Canada. They're totally awesome, and we're kind of kicking ass. So just like that, on day 21, I launched. Although I kind of went ahead of you guys. I didn't actually have tape yet. We got tape around day 30 to 35, I believe. But I validated the idea. I had an infrastructure. I was communicating with my clients. They loved, or my clients, my potential customers, right? I'm super active on social media. They're loving everything we're doing. We had 16 paying subscribers, which is better than a customer, right? These are recurring revenue models. The idea was validated, and my total expense was $5. I had spent $5 on Fiverr. That's how you spell Fiverr, by the way. I had a website. My marketing was fully social, and of course, MailChimp is free. Any questions? Awesome. So like my whole talk is based around this idea of like validating your business, validating your idea with like an MVP. And like that's what I consider an MVP. An MVP should be able to acquire customers, whether you have a website, whether you have business cards or like a fancy logo or any of that kind of stuff. And only when you get to this point is when you start getting more into details and polish. Like now is when I'm getting into like what's growth look like, what's next steps. You know, I'm not starting this idea with like, hey, maybe Coca-Cola is gonna buy ads at this point and it's gonna be this whole like awesome thing because, you know, that's not really realistic. So like, prove your idea, start earning revenues, acquire real customers, and then look into like what the world looks like if you actually are able to build a company. And I think this is the reason like 95% of companies fail. And I like me living in this world, I have tons of friends that come to me all the time. They're like, Sosa, I have this great idea. I'm like, cool, go acquire a customer, because I just dealt with you like too many times, and like 95% of them just like disappear because they can't get past the concept of like going and acquiring a single customer. And that's extremely, extremely, extremely valuable. So like now I'm moving forward, right? Now I'm ready to like think about what a company actually looks like. And to me, I have an objective, and my objective is make money, right? I'm not looking to change the world. I just want to make money with this idea. I'm not looking to like leave my job. I'm not looking to build some empire. I just want to build 20 extra grand so I can invest in more stocks, invest in Twitter, by the way. They're going to get bought by Google, I promise. And I want to travel more. Like, I just like traveling. It's fucking awesome. So now I'm like building that, right? So like, if my objective is to make more money, I'm focusing on distribution and monetizing everything. Now I'm growing the company, right? So like, what is DollarTapeClub? Obviously it sells hockey tape, but I'm also a direct channel to hockey players. Like I know for a fact, everything I send out is gonna go to the hands of a hockey player, and that's an opportunity, right? So now I'm selling my boxes for $2. Like any brand can market their company within my infrastructure. I have a hockey tape company. Next month, not a hockey tape company, I have a hockey like skate company putting all their marketing material in my boxes next month. The month after, I have a nutritional company putting their material. And this month, I have a blogger putting their material in my box. And like, that's awesome, right? Maybe in the future, they'll even sponsor my tape. And like, I think that's how you run a business, right? I may be able to run a zero expense business just by using this model. We're like, hey, Bauer is like the Nike in hockey, right? They could sponsor my tape. It'll cost them like $5,000 at most. And I could supply all my customers for free. And like, so now I'm thinking about monetization, I'm thinking about distribution. It's really cool, right? And of course, just sales. So like, if I can reach like youth organizations, that sucks. If I can reach like youth organizations, international teams, I can increase my buying power. I can get lower prices. Obviously, my margins are gonna go up. It's really cool. But with that said, I'm still obsessed with like MVP everything. So I don't know. About 3 weeks ago, I'm with Dan. I'm on my way back from Vegas from a convention we went to, and I'm just on my computer, just like cranking out. And he's like, "Dude, what the heck are you doing?" I'm like, "I made a mistake." I put up an Instagram post telling my followers that I have an affiliate program, right? So like within 30 minutes, I had 60 direct messages asking for their affiliate links. Like my like Instagram followers are like highly engaged. So I'm on the back office of Shopify, just building like discount codes so I can pretend I have an affiliate program. And I'm just like, hey, here's your discount code. It's hockey for life 123. I love hockey or whatever. It's like whatever the Instagram name is. And I'm just like MVPing an affiliate program because I'm not gonna go and like build an affiliate program or like pay for some platform for that if I don't even know if anybody cares. And like I think that's like my whole mentality behind like test everything, MVP everything, then scale it. Like so now I'm doing it with the company and now I'm MVPing like new strategies. And beyond that, ultimate customer service, I think that beats anything, right? Like I'm not a developer, I'm not gonna build an amazing platform. My conversion rate is not great and I don't have the skills to like, go ahead.
So how did you figure out pricing on your marketing on the box? What did you use as the basis?
Completely made that up. I thought it was way too high, but you always want to start high, right? I'm not gonna like. Worst case scenario, they all say no, and I already have an existing business that is cash flow positive, right? Except for like my expenses in inventory, we're a cash flow positive business. And if they say no, I'll go to like $1 and go to the next person, but I'm not gonna start at $1 knowing that they're willing to pay $2. So like that's kind of my whole mentality. There was no like science behind it, right?
So how did you know $2 wasn't too low?
Great question. I should have gone 5.
How did you handle order fulfillment, drop shipping?
Cool. So the way the company's structured is I do everything digital, marketing, digital sales, and my brother handles all fulfillment and customer service. So he actually has 1,000 rolls of tape sitting at my dad's company, and once a month he ships them all out. Yeah. Very cool. Customer service is super important to me. You know, most weeks, on a good week, we put like 4 hours into this company. It's like a pure side business. On a bad week, I put like 45 minutes. So, but one thing we always do, I engage with anybody that comments on my Instagram, anybody that emails me, like anything that happens, like we're on top of it because anybody can replicate my company, but they can't replicate the fact that I'm like passionate about like selling you tape or selling you whatever it is I'm selling. And I think that's what's gonna make me a more successful company than the other shitty companies selling hockey tape. So beyond that, just another thing that I think is important is like start small. Everybody's obsessed with like, okay, we're gonna do this, and then eventually it's gonna be this, and then we're gonna be like Uber, and like that can happen, but like prove something before you even like get obsessed with that, right? So like there's always opportunity, and you'll figure it out. My best example about that is anybody remember the Yo app where you can send Yo to like anybody? It's really silly. I could be like, hey Alex, Yo, and she'll get like a Yo, right? And everybody was all over like TechCrunch and all these things. So it's like, that's the dumbest thing ever. It's super silly. Like, why does this even exist? But all of a sudden, they realize like that company could be like a instant notification to the whole to anything you want. So they created this like app store, and now like if I'm curious about the Lightning game, I can be like, send me direct notifications, and all of a sudden this like stupid thing became this like platform that's extremely powerful that could potentially be worth like $10 million, $100 million, whatever. Like you're always gonna find opportunities. It's not just like, you know, I may be selling hockey tape, and although it is a big opportunity, most people think it's stupid, right? But I have a model. It's a subscription service. I go after niche sports communities that I feel I can engage really quickly and have a low-cost product, right? Like I can validate my idea even with inventory for $1,000, $500, maybe even less. So like I can replicate this, and who knows? I could do this for CrossFit with our tape. I can do this for golf balls. I can do this for tennis balls. And honestly, I could launch each one of these in a week and a half. And if I really felt like putting full time into this, I could build a multi-million-dollar company. Very, very easy. So think big, start small. No, that's backwards. Oh no! Think small and do it fast. Cool. So that's my story. And any questions on that?
So I have a couple questions.
Cool.
So you said on the 30th or 35th day is when the tape went out?
Yeah.
So people were buying up until that point, and you managed their expectations that, hey, this tape is going to ship in 2 weeks. Is that how
Well, so what's cool about a subscription tape business, a subscription business in general, I don't have like the, what's the word? I don't have like the immediate need, like if I bought something on Amazon, I expect it to be here in 3 days, right? I was just telling them, hey, it goes out on the 30th and 15th every month. So you're gonna have to wait X amount of time till your tape shows up. So that's kind of how we handled it. We did get some complaints, but I'd rather get a customer and get a complaint, although that sucks, than just like mess around and not have any customers and waste my time.
Right. And my second question is, why were tape companies so hesitant to sell to you?
So it's very like, not old school because most of the world actually works this way, but distribution for hockey tape is pro shops, right? Almost every rink in the country has a pro shop. It's a little tiny business that sells skates, shin guards, tape, and all that stuff. It's actually the main product in every pro shop because it's the only product that you buy all the time. So you have these manufacturers going to distribution and then going to like individual pro shops, right? And that's like their whole model. That's like, here's 1 million rolls of tape, right? If I am undercutting all of them, like I would just be killing their business. Nobody needs to go to pro shops. Nobody needs to do any of that stuff.
Right.
So like I'm not able to work with the big guys. I'm only able to work with like the newer tape companies.
So that's why you told them, hey, this rink doesn't have a pro shop.
Yeah, so I just pretend that I'm a local guy selling stuff. I mean, the internet is literally built to gut out like those inefficiencies, right? And my job is to gut out the inefficiencies in the hockey industry, in the hockey tape industry.
Are you concerned that your supplier is going to pull the supplier if they find out?
What's that?
Are you concerned that your supplier is going to no longer sell to you if they figure out you're just
Yeah, but I'm not. That's not like something I worry about. Like if that happens, I'm kicking ass, right? And if I'm kicking ass, I'll go to China with like this actual roll and be like, replicate
Right.
this product for me,
Yeah.
right? So and they would not. They'll sell anything to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you making a profit from are you the supplier that you're buying from, is it less than like $5 a roll?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So what's cool about, so the hockey tape industry, like I mentioned, it's a manufacturer, distributor. They're doing sales and going to all these tiny businesses, right? Because pro shops are just tiny, very expensive. The pro shops have no buying power. In theory, I'm the only pro shop in the world that can reach the whole entire country and Canada. So like I have buying power. I don't need distribution. I'm going from manufacturer to me to like the whole entire country. So like I make a margin. It's a smaller margin than most pro shops, but since it's subscription, I own the customer. So like I know they're gonna come from me every single time, so I can actually absorb that smaller margin.
Why are you limiting to just this country?
Because shipping is absurd and it kills us in Canada. Like we can't compete in Canada right now.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, like if it wasn't for shipping, we would already just be like kicking ass. So like my drop-off rate when people see the shipping like really sucks. So, outside of like my little story, which is just for me, like I want to talk about you guys. So like, who has an idea here that's like they're having issues validating? What did you do to get your first customer, or are you spending too much time not getting a customer? If not, I'm gonna call you out, Bobby, just so you know.
Sorry, I have one question. Are you at any point thinking of getting away from like Instagram and strictly social and more into like SEO or like some other type of marketing?
Absolutely. So SEO is big for me right now, and I'm number 2 and 3 for subscription hockey tape, which is really cool. Howie's is like this massive hockey tape company. There is big hockey tape company, and they're number one. I like SEO because it's free. It just takes time. I want to spend some time in like AdWords and Facebook and all that, or some money into it, but I want to get 100 customers before I put money into it. And I'm like, I'll get there. Like, it's only a matter of time. I believe I can replace that with just business development. I can get call teams and like get them to sign up for my service before I go and like spend money for no reason.
It's not even hockey season yet. So
Yeah, and it's not hockey season, so I'm waiting for hockey season to get started. I launched the week that hockey season started. Ended. I had no idea. It sucks.
How did you not have any idea?
What? I mean, my hockey season goes year round. I just play like beer leagues, but like youth hockey is like, you know how it goes. It's like this whole thing, like your baseball, I assume. Yeah.
Doesn't stop.
Yeah. What would you say? I guess what would be your advice for a business that doesn't sell products but more like services?
Well, so like that's hard to answer unless I know what the service is. So if we want to think something way more extreme than like hockey tape, so like let's say Uber didn't exist. I like Uber a lot, so I always use it as an example. So like if I wanted to like validate Uber, like how would I do it without building this whole thing, right? I could probably like tell everybody I know and like Facebook and build a website for like Orlando only and be like, hey, call this number and I do $5 rides to downtown. Like if I can't get a single person to pay $5 for a ride downtown, like why would I start that company? And I mean, I'm pretty sure I could get somebody to pay $5 for a ride downtown, right? So like validate those concepts, validate that idea, and like acquire a customer before you go and like figure out, you know, what else is going on. Like how do you expand that? How do you scale that? Awesome. That's my talk.
So I have good news and I have bad news.
Mm-hmm.
Periscope stayed on the whole time. Meerkat crashed.
Mine did?
Yeah, I just restarted your thing. I don't know when it disconnected, but your mom got cut off halfway through. But I will save the video and put it on YouTube for your mother, because your mother is awesome. Anybody here ever met his mother?
Wait, I think I had more actually.
I was going to say, his mom kicks ass. Continue on.
I need help. So like if you enjoy working free, working after hours and making like tons of like content, you should contact me. It's sos@fnamazing.com. And there's my dog. I don't know if there was like single girls here, so I thought I should like put my dog just in case.
I like how you look at me for that one.
I need a validation from the crowd, right? They're like, who is this guy?
You should market that job as an internship to wherever you went to school at.
No, absolutely. So I have like some interest now. The problem is like, it's hard for anybody to be passionate about hockey tape unless they're a hockey player, right? So like, and I don't want to pay anybody because it's an MVP.
I just can't get over how awesome it is. So stay taped.
That's my hashtag, by the way. Always use a hashtag. It's like really kick-ass, and you could track anybody talking about your brand. So like, especially when you're a social build company like mine is, like a lot of people use my hashtag, which is pretty cool. So, and it allows you to track it, right? So whenever I'm interested in like what's going on, I just search my hashtag on Twitter or Instagram, and I'm like, whoa, people are talking about me. Why?
Daniel, have you tried to get on Product Hunt yet?
On what?
On Product Hunt.
No, I don't know if anybody's there interested in like hockey tape, and I don't really like understand Product Hunt. So why don't you educate us about it?
Basically, it's the Reddit for products they love, subscription services, and one of everything lives on there, so to speak. So I imagine someone would have an interest in hockey and also be a Product Hunt influencer. The problem with getting on it is usually if you try to submit it yourself or get in yourself, you're not going to go anywhere. It's like Reddit, you'll get downvoted or you won't get upvoted enough. So the best way to do it is to reach out directly to Product Hunt influencers through Twitter, tell them a little bit about your product, pitch them basically in 140 characters. If they and most people in that community, if they think you're cool and they like what you're trying to do, like they like the spirit of it, they'll put it on there and tell their friends just because that's how their community is set up. You know,
So how do I? So I mean, I know about Product Hunt, but I don't know about getting on it, right? So like, how do I find Product Hunt
I think
influencers?
this is a really good talk for next month.
yeah, I'd be willing to give it.
Yeah, but I mean,
I
don't leave us hanging.
Before we let these two nerd out.
No, everybody else is interested.
I agree. Who here does not know Product Hunt? Raise your hand. Okay, so just to give more context so we understand. There's a lot of products that come out on the internet every single day. I'm a tool whore. Everybody knows this. I pay about $300 a month on tools for just myself, personal life. Product Hunt allows it so, as you said, Reddit style, upvote, downvote on which tools are cool. People submit new tools to the product or to Product Hunt every single day. About 250 new tools that are submitted every single day, and these tools are then upvoted or downvoted based upon how cool they are. Some very interesting tools that have come out of there. It's how I found about Sniply. It's how I found out about other really cool tools. But there's new CRMs that are posted on there every day. There's new ad networks that are posted every day. There's new blogging tools, SEO tools. Anything that you can imagine that you do in your life that you fucking hate, somebody has created a tool for it. They've launched it on Product Hunt. So if you're trying to find the ultimate tool to solve your life problems, go to Product Hunt. I will shut up now and let you guys.
So is there categories?
Yeah.
Not really. It's basically like
Collections.
Yeah, what collections?
There is collections which give you categories.
Yeah, but
So you
people
say CRMs.
create them. You know, people create collections of things that they like, and
Mhm.
people can search, you know, or follow other people's collections so to speak. Look at them. Yeah, exactly. The main model goes around. Here's a list of things that got submitted in Product Hunt today, and the community goes and looks at it and upvotes it or downvotes it based on how cool they think it is, or how useful they think it is, or how original it is, or whatever. However someone analyzes it when they're deciding to give it their upvote. The way to get on it, though, to answer your question and everyone else, you have a product, how do you get it into Product Hunt? They're a fairly closed community, and by that I mean to move anywhere on Product Hunt, you're going to want someone that's not you, self-promoting, to submit your idea and say, this is a good idea. Yeah. And tell their friends, you should look at this idea and vote for it if you think it's a good idea. So the best way to get in, like I said, is you want to look at Product Hunt, look at all of the people that are influencing Product Hunt, that are upvoting a lot, that are submitting a lot, that are influential. There's actually a tool on Product Hunt for this. If you go and you search a collection, tools for Product Hunt on Product Hunt, you'll find like 3 tools that do this.
And there's a tool for that tool.
Yeah, exactly. And then you just want to track those people down, make that direct contact, tell them, hey, I got this really cool thing. Especially if you know that they like hockey and they're a Product Hunt influencer, reach out to them on Twitter, probably from your personal page, and go, hey, I started this cool little subscription company for hockey tape. If you like it, I'd appreciate it if you throw it on Product Hunt. And a lot of people, surprisingly, will do that if you just ask them to.
Nice.
It's a very give kind of community.
Done deal. It's happening.
Yeah,
Isn't the Stanley Cup going on?
Yeah.
So how do we get one of those guys to take off their shirt at the end of the game with Dollar Tape Club on?
So my brother's actually going to the game on Saturday with a DollarTapeClub jersey and a whole bunch of rolls of hockey tape with stickers on it.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. As I said, the only guy I know that can make money out of nothing.
What's going on, bud?
Can I have a free roll of tape?
Whoa! You can definitely buy it on a subscription basis. Did you like miss my whole talk?
Oh man, it's all free, right?
What do you want, clear or cloth?
That's the one with the grip, for the grip, right?
Yeah, our whole team gets free hockey tape and jerseys.
Thank you.
Any other
This
questions?
is how I lose my best employees. They create other fucking companies.
Hey, Dan, does everybody know what an MVP is?
An MVP is minimum viable product, right? So, like, from my point of view, it's like, what's the least amount of effort that I need to create to acquire a customer? And I think for the most part, like, I don't even need a website or a logo or anything, right? Like, I should be able to validate 90% of ideas with an MVP.
I agree. Except for Uber for pilots, stupidest fucking idea ever. All right, just to settle a bet back and forth.
But you don't even know that, yeah, you don't even know that it's not just.
I listened to this on fucking half of the Delta flight to Las Vegas and half of the flight back. Who here gives a fuck who their pilot is on a Delta plane or a plane in general? Who here cares about the pilot?
Well, are they licensed?
They're all licensed.
Are they going?
Now let me ask you. Let me do another survey result. Who cares about the time that you leave the airport? None of you care what time you leave the airport. If you leave the airport, your flight takes off. Who cares about the time that you arrive back at the airport?
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Who cares about the cost of the plane ticket? Once again, who cares about the pilot?
I will finish this conversation by quoting a great man named Henry Ford, which he's not there, so I don't know what I mean. Henry Ford. Wait, what did you say? If I had asked him what they wanted, they would have said faster horses.
Exactly.
Right?
Good comeback. I appreciate that. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it tonight. It was an awesome presentation. I had a lot of fun. Thank you very much for all the great questions as well. Let's give a round of applause to Sosa. Please feel free to hang out, have some more beer, get drunk, get merry, don't break any of the windows. Please network. If you have not met Joe is in the back of the room. He's a great guy. We also have Orette Davis, who's at the front of the room over here. He's responsible for Orlando Tech Association. And then lastly but least, we have Ricardo from Nerd Night. Talk to this guy because he's a nerd. Ready to go?
Wait, one more thing. Mark, events?
Oh, good call.
Thursday.
Same method time, same method place. We have the design with purpose meetup. And Carol Hershey from front-end developer at Code School is going to be talking about how to use psychology and design to make effective design. So check it out, Thursday, 7 o'clock, same place, same beer.
And the next Nerd Night is next Thursday, a week after Design with a Purpose.
All right.
Anybody else have events?
And the Thursday after that is the next Orlando Tech meetup.
And the Friday after that is the OTech pub crawl. All kinds of events. Gotta create this new meetup just so we know all about those events, right?
Whoever has the most meetups at
Hey, I got the most meetups in Orlando. Fuck y'all. No, I said meetups. I did not say meetup people. I said meetups. I have the most meetups in Orlando.
Sorry, this is an ongoing
Debate, sorry. Hey, enjoy yourself. Please have fun. If you have any questions, feel free to attack Sosa now.